It's here. Seeing gusts to 30 knots. Wind vane's holding. Trying to hold us. See how long this lasts. Water maker's collecting, or water catchment system is collecting. Look at that. Water is just gurgling in there. But I am gonna have to adjust sails because we're over on our ear. So I'm gonna have to put the camera down. GoPro. Hey, good morning. It's about 6 something in the morning, and today is August 16th, and we got storm conditions. It's blowing 33 knots to, I think I saw 35 knots at peak, but most of the time it's in the high 20s, low 30s. Boat's getting tossed around pretty good, but I'm running with the storm right now, and the only reason I'm running and not hove to is because American Samoa is right directly downwind. So I'm pretty much going exactly where I want to go. I'm seeing speeds over the water of up to 10 knots, running 8, 9, 10 knots. But speeds through the water are slower. They're around 6. I think I saw 7 once, but speeds through the water are around 6 knots. So I'm not over speeding the boat as far as through the water is concerned. So I don't nearly feel a need to do anything there. But it's nasty outside. Let's take a look. Okay, coming to the end of day 8, and we're still in storm conditions. Today we had some wild conditions. Saw winds peak up to 40 knots. We had seas in the 15-foot range and nothing breaking except for, well, what you see, the tops of them blowing off and scudding drifts, stuff like that. Hove to for a little bit, not long, maybe 45 minutes. When it started looking like it was going to get super strong in the 40-knot range, that's what we did. Still have a broken door that will not stay shut now because the hinge is ruined. I'll get that fixed when we get into American Samoa. I've got some epoxy and some glass and stuff, and I'll be able to take care of this easily. Lessons learned. I need a storm trysail. Number 1, I need a Jordan Series drogue on the boat, just in case, not in this condition, but if it got nastier, like a lot nastier, yeah, Jordan Series drogue. If these turned into breaking waves, then, yep, that's what I would need. So storm trysail, Jordan Series drogue. I'm going to make a permanent mounting system for the dinghy. It's lashed down really well and it's not moving, but I did see it scoot a little bit, and I had to go up there at one point and you know, really lash it down good. Really tight, and it's secure. It's not going to move. Yeah, that's really about it. Apart from that, everything else seems to be working really well. So if I set up my my boat better, I can even sail into nastier stuff. It's like, why do that, right? Oh yeah, equip my boat so I can get myself into real trouble. Some of this stuff's pretty big that's coming through. It seems to be smaller now though. It was worse. It seems to be smaller. So let's take a look at what's out in front of us. Okay, and that's it for today. Gotta hold the camera still. Okay, that's it for today. Off we go into the night. Sometimes it's better not seeing. When it was really, at one point it was really nasty today. You know, I was like, damn, we're getting knocked around. I'm really getting knocked around. I'm sick of this. So I open up the companionway hatch and I go up and take a look, and I look behind me and I went, oh my God. Oh my God. No wonder. I mean, okay, I think I'll just go down below and pretend I didn't see that. But yeah, all is well. This is a good old boat. She's taking it beautifully. Okay, we just got hit by a really big wave, and I got water coming in, just gushing in, and I mean, I had a big ass wave. And that water is probably going into my electrical box too. Oh boy. Look at it come down with every roll. It was a huge wave. I saw nothing but green water up here in the port light. Just totally green. That's the first time I've seen that happen. Bilge pump's on, bilge pump ain't running. But yeah, it's got me concerned. That can't happen very many times before stuff starts really going wrong. Wow, that's never seen that happen before. So let's take a light and start looking for water elsewhere. Oh, I see, yeah. Oh boy, here's water here.
For that, you'll have to turn off airplane mode. For that, you'll have to turn off air.
A stupid phone. Yeah, I got water there. I don't see any sign of it forward, but let's open up this locker. I've got it coming down here. I don't feel it in the channel, but I got it coming down here. Oh boy. Yeah, it's wet in here. Yeah, I got water up there. And no big signs of it down there. It's coming through the side deck. What does that mean? What does that mean? There's some here. Wonder if that means like we've split a side deck joint. Oh boy, water is still just is coming in there. Oh boy. I wonder if I should open up the electrical box and take a look in there. I'm going to do that now. Okay, I'm in the electrical box now. See any water? I see none. Maybe there's some down there. But all the wiring is dry. There's a little drip, maybe a little drip here or there. But it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Okay, I think I can seal that back up. Okay, I'm back underway again. Conditions have gotten a little better. My wind meter, the anemometer, is no longer working. It's not giving me the correct speed. I looked up there and it slowed down. It's turning kind of slow. So what happened is basically burned it up. It was spinning so hard and so fast for so many days. I'm sure it's just the bearings are gone and it are gone or something. But that's okay. We don't need it to sail with. It's still giving me correct wind direction, just not speed. So that's good. I got the wind vane steering again. We've got more sail up than we've had. Some of the damage that happened on my jib has got some stitching that's coming loose now, so I'm going to need some repair. in American Samoa or Fiji. I don't know, I'll look at it. I might be able to do it myself. I have a Sailrite sewing machine, so maybe I'll just stitch it back up myself. This hinge right here, completely blown out and gone. And also we took a big wave into the cockpit this way, and it blew out this panel, blew out the zipper right here, and it ripped out. There's a snap there that snaps into the housing here, and it just completely tore it loose, just exploded everything outwards. That I can repair. Any canvas shop can put a new button in there for me. So if there's anybody who does canvas in American Samoa, I'm sure there might be, that can be repaired. If not, that'll wait till we get to Fiji as well. Let's see, what else? I still don't know where the water was coming in from inside the boat that I videoed earlier. Was lots of water was coming in. So I gotta find out what the source of that is. I suspect, not sure, but I suspect, and it probably is, the stanchion up forward that got ripped loose. So I think it's probably coming in through that stanchion base. Not a tremendous amount of water, not anything that's going to sink us, but it sure was concerning when it happened. I'm watching water, you know, coming in a pretty good quantity down the sides in the boat, and I'm like, oh no, now what? You know, I have a deck joint that's separated, or you know what? But it's not over, folks. I mean, we've still got some pretty strong conditions, but the seas are not as big as they were. They're maybe, I don't know, on the big ones. The big ones, I'd say 8 foot, 9 foot. Most of this stuff is, well, maybe my size gauge has been recalibrated. Let's say 10 foot. It's about 10 foot. There for a while when it was real big, solid 15 foot. And I know I've surfed some big waves. I've surfed 15 foot, 20 foot surf before, and this was every bit that. And some that were out on the horizon I was watching, I was like, oh my God, I hope that doesn't get to me. Never really saw any of those. Well, you know, I don't know, they might have. I mean, the one that came in and blew this panel out and stuff, I was down below for a lot of that. And yeah, I'd come up and I would take a look out here and go, oh my God. close up the doors and go back in and lay down. I didn't want to look at it. It was ugly. But it looks like the worst of it. Let's knock on some wood here. The worst of it is over, I think. So I'm still a couple of 3 days out of American Samoa. I've been hove to for most of today, I would say. This morning it was like at its peak and it was insanity. So I just said, well, that's it, you know, I've got to stop the boat. So it's backed off and we are sailing again. Deeply reefed, I might add. Got just a scrap of a jib out. I'm going to show you the sail configuration. Let's poke this up. Okay, I hope you can see that. I don't want to stand up, it's still too wild. I've got this surf poncho on that I use after surfing. It's really nice. It kind of keeps me warm. You know, I made it from a Goodwill blanket. And it keeps me warm and kind of keeps the water off. The blanket's a little bit water repellent, so I just slip this on when I come outside sometimes. And I went to put my harness on, and it was the way things just get thrown around. I couldn't believe it. It had come off, unlatched, was latched with the carabiner. How this happened, I don't know, but it came off and it was buried down below. So I'm out here digging for that, but I don't need it right now. It's good. I can just sit right here. I'm fine. So yeah, that's it for now. Okay, well, good morning. These are the current conditions. The rains have kind of stopped and the wind is kind of stopped. I'm motoring right now. Oh wow. I have a notebook out here. It's a little wet. I'm wondering if I can even dry that out. Let's hope. Look at these clouds. See that over there? The one behind is an anvil head or a cumulus nimbus. That's nasty weather that way. And that's kind of why I'm motor sailing, just to see what happens. It looks a little dark underneath it. Hazy usually means squall. The way the tops are angled tells me the wind is coming from that way over there, kind of that direction, blowing this way. At least the upper level winds are. Really not sure what's going to happen. I'm on course, back on course to American Samoa, but I'm just motor sailing slowly. A little nervous about putting up a full rig. We went from 0 to 40 knots yesterday in a heartbeat, like a toggle switch. I never saw the wind come on so hard and so fast. And the thing is, there was no rain with it or anything, so I really did not see it coming. The sea was a mess like it is now, even worse. And I totally did not see it coming. And it hit, damn near knocked me down. I turned downwind and ran with it. And the boat was just going insanely fast, starting to go out of control. And I had no choice but to round up into the wind. And I had the boom sheet unlocked, and I was holding the boom over with the preventer. And when I came around, that way I could let out the preventer real slow as we came around. Well, I came around and I got knocked down, and water started coming over the cockpit railing and into the cockpit. The stanchions were almost in the water. They were barely out, I mean barely above the water, so I was on my side. I let the boom go, just completely let it go out of my hands. And if I'd have been standing up straight, I'm sure it would have ripped the gooseneck right off the mast. But the boom hit the water, so that saved me. It's crazy. The boom hit the water and stopped its swing, and the boat stood up. And I'm sitting there cursing a string of curse words, and I got the sails down and the mainsail down into a reef position, and then I hove to. I just said, screw this. I hove to best I could for the night, and said, you know, I'm done. I'm not going to try and sail in this in the evening. So now I'll wake up this morning and it's dead calm, except for this nervousy, confused, sick sea. And now the wind's starting to come up again, and I could sail in this, but like I said, I'm nervous because of what happened yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and motor slowly for a little while just to watch and suss things out. But yeah, that right there has got me a little concerned. There's a whole line of them, you can see, all the way on out. Squalls, 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 all coming. So let's see what happens when it gets here. If the day turns out to be more mellow and the squalls aren't quite as crazy, we'll go ahead and start sailing reefed and careful. I've got repairs to do on the head sail. There's a number of places where the stitching has come loose. It was just completely unavoidable. I had the the head sail reefed pretty deep, and you know, we'd round up into the wind, and it would just, and nothing I could do, it would flog, and nothing I could do to stop it. And so yeah, some stitching has come out, but she's still in one piece, and it'll be easy to repair. I can even do the repairs myself if I have to. But I'm gonna look for a sail maker in American Samoa, and you know, have it done on a good, with the right type of thread on a good machine. I have a machine that will sew it, but I'd rather take it to a sail maker. So yeah, another interesting day. Definitely not boring. It is August 20th, and we've got beautiful sailing conditions. Wind just at about maybe 10 knots, not quite. And it's so nice to have some good weather. Yesterday was flat calm, no wind all day. But woke early this morning to a puff of wind, which slowly built into the conditions we have here. Just, I'd say, about 10 knots. My wind instrument's not working properly anymore, but I can tell because there's really no white caps. The white caps start to form at about 10 knots. Doing great. I'm flying under the stay sail. I got a stay sail, main, and jib up. I'm pushing the boat probably as hard as I can under the current conditions. And we're just making a little over 5 knots, which ain't bad considering the wind. Gorgeous day. There's a land bird. I've been seeing land birds since the gale stopped, so I knew it was pretty close to land. 149 nautical miles to go to Pago, and I finally got wind. That means tomorrow morning sometime. Yeah, let's see, 24 hours plus 50 miles. Yeah, tomorrow midday. So yay, we're finally moving. If the wind continues like this, and I think it will. There's a lot of clouds around. Boy, we had a big thunder and lightning show last night, although no thunder, I should just say lightning. Not here, but all off in the distance. It was very interesting to see. A big light show. and a clear sky straight above, which was beautiful. I mean, the stars were out like I hadn't seen in a long time. Very clear sky, lots of stars. So, in fact, something I wanted to mention, it was so cool that I could see the reflection of the Milky Way and the stars in the ocean, because the ocean was so flat and smooth and there was no wind, it was just glass. I could actually see the reflection of the Milky Way in the ocean. That was amazing. That was just amazing. So yeah, we're underway, and let's hope this continues all the way into port. Okay, land ho, it's Sunday, and I've got an island just off that way. I'm almost sure you can't see it, but it's right there on the horizon, just the outline of an island out there. That is Samoa, American Samoa, or one of the islands of American Samoa. I know there's the Manu Islands, or Manu something islands, are this side of American Samoa. I think that's what those are, or that island I'm seeing, I think that's what that is. But yeah, pretty amazing. So there's the first one. Now we spend the next day and a half getting there. They're farther away than they seem. But yeah, so we spotted it. Nice. I'm not sailing. I should be sailing that direction, but the wind would be so far behind me, I'd be going really, really slow. So I turned up into the wind, and yeah. Oh, I hooked a mahi, and man, the fish took off, and I saw the line pull out. I was like, yeah, I got him. And he took a huge jump. I mean, this fish came clean out of the water, did a somersault in the air, shook the hook. So it's like, damn. And then I hooked another one like almost immediately after. I think there was a school, but it just didn't, it wasn't a good strike. I saw it go bang, bang, and then it was gone. So yeah, and then I saw others, you know, biting on the surface. So they're out here. It's only a matter of time. We'll hit another one. They're here. What's kind of cool is that it rains often enough, and I catch fish often enough that I can actually have food and water. You can almost count on it. I mean, you're gonna go hungry, I think, but it's kind of cool. So yeah, land ho. There it is, folks. American Samoa. Right underneath those clouds. And it was kind of cloudy all morning. I really couldn't see it. I'm 6 hours out. So in about 6 hours I should be there. But that's it, that's my destination. Feels good to pull it up out of the sea. There it is on the horizon. Of course, that brings a whole bunch of other problems too. Yeah. Anchoring, clearing customs, all of that stuff. It's almost rather stay out at sea. But I need food, and I need to do repairs in the boat. Clean her up, I'm gonna do some varnish work while I'm there. Just kind of spiffy up the old girl, make her look nice again. And yeah, that's that. But there it is. That is the island I am headed to. So nice. The ones I passed this morning, or last night, early this morning, are way off there. I can barely see it in the glim of the light. There's two islands over there. And it looks really interesting. I would have loved to have stopped. And then there's another one, about another 100 and some miles further out. And it's just a little tiny atoll. And it's a national park. You need permission to anchor there and go there to visit. And it's a reserve. So I think it's called Rose Atoll. It's either Rose Atoll or Swain's. I think it's Rose Atoll. It makes a perfect little diamond, kind of a squarish diamond shape with a beautiful little lagoon, and there is a pass through the reef, and it looks like there's anchoring, but I don't have charts for it. So I don't have any information on it, where to anchor, how deep the channel is, anything. But I think you can go in there, and that would have been really cool. I would have liked to have done that, but no, I've been on passage long enough. This passage took quite a bit longer than I had thought it was going to take, for a number of reasons. Too much wind, not enough wind, wind from the wrong direction. Yeah, it's all part of the game. But anyway, we're here. Almost here. The center of the Pacific. There's a booby bird. Different colored ones throughout the Pacific too. There's these white ones, brown ones. This is a black one. They kind of just replaced the seagull. Okay, next stop, American Samoa. All right, well, here we are. Late afternoon arrival, Pago, American Samoa. I'm just entering the harbor right now. Just kind of a look around. There's this really cool rock that sits right there, right off the beach. Kind of reminds me of Witch's Rock in Nicaragua. So yeah, we're heading in. I called port control on 1-6 and asked for permission to enter the harbor, but they didn't answer. I think it's after hours. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go ahead and proceed to the anchorage and fly a quarantine flag, just to let everybody know, hey, I'm not cleared in yet. And then tomorrow morning I'll call port control and let them know the situation and get instructions for customs. But yeah, I'm here. So the way this works is you go in, this harbor goes in this way and it curves around that way. And the anchorage is all the way back up in that valley over there. Supposedly it's pretty well protected. So, we'll see. I hear the holding isn't real good. They say, oh, if there's any wind at all, you're gonna drag. Which, that's not good. But I'll set the anchor alarm tonight, and yeah, I'll just be on anchor watch all night. It'll be okay. Well, I'm here. Anchor is down. I haven't really backed it in yet. So I'm just waiting for it to set. But what a beautiful location. I mean, this is nice. There's the derelict boats. It's all part of the charm. I was told that the tuna cannery here stunk to high heaven. No smell at all. I don't smell it. There's nothing. No smell of his tuna cannery at all. Yeah, I like it here. I really like it here. This is great. This is great. I'm looking forward to seeing more of this island and getting a little work done. I thought I was just going to pull in here and it was just going to be strictly a stop and rest, get some work done and go. But from what I'm seeing, this place could be a lot of fun. Port control contacted me as I was coming in, directed me to come to the anchorage. They will contact me in the morning with regard to my clearance into the country. So I think that's all going to be a piece of cake. I just probably motor over to a customs dock or something, which I wouldn't doubt is like going to be somewhere close by. I don't think it's going to be very far away. So yeah, welcome to American Samoa, where America ends its day.